everyone. My name is Nour.
And my name is Mariam.
Welcome to Youth Unmuted,
a podcast for youth by youth.
Yay. So, Mariam, how's your final? Mariam just wrote a final before coming here today, so.
It was my final exam for the year. It was pretty okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, decided to start my summer.
Okay, that's good. Do you have anything planned for summer?
To be honest, not really. Just gonna, relax, work a little bit, read some books. What about you? Nice. What do you have planned?
I'm going to Egypt, hopefully, so
that's very
I'm excited.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm gonna see some family, some friends. I haven't seen them in a while.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So, as an Egyptian, what are some misconceptions that you feel that you face on the daily?
I think the first thing would be like people think we're uncivilized. So they'll think like we don't have like anything there, like it's just the pyramids and the sand, which is like, at first it was like funny, but then it honestly just got pretty old because I just kept hearing the same thing over and over. So all the pyramids and the sand and the camels are all part of Egypt. It's also like we're like just like you, like, we have cities, we have like towns and everything. But I think it's part of a bigger picture. It's like a colonial perspective almost, where people think that, just because you're from the Middle East, you're uncivilized, you're backwards.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. You're Egyptian as well. Have you had like experiences you felt like, somebody just completely misinterpreted or like had like a misconception about you?
Yeah, so last year actually I was going to the gym to cancel my membership, and I was explaining to the guy how I was canceling it because I was visiting Egypt, and I was telling him about how hot it gets over there, and he kind of just assumed that we wouldn't have AC, and he was like, oh yeah, I bet it is really hot, you guys don't even have any AC or anything. And I was like, oh, but why do you think that though?
Yeah.
We have like houses, we have cars, like why wouldn't we have something as basic as AC? It just made me feel like, why do you think we're as uncivilized, Yeah, it was pretty shocking to experience that because I didn't think that people still thought in that way. But I think it speaks to them maybe not being educated on the different cultures,
Yeah. And I think once again, like it comes from like misrepresentation from the media and things like that as well, where like in the media they put like when they're talking about like a country in the Middle East, right, like they're talking like they bring like a yellow filter and it's just like these people on camels and they're going through the desert and yeah, and it's just like, while that is part of our culture, it's like
it's getting a bit repetitive.
It's a bit repetitive, and it's just like we're civilized just like you. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it's a colonial thing too, like because with other cultures too, it's like they'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think these types of stereotypes are kind of like limiting us. They're putting us in a box. They're not really allowing us to reach, to allow us to express ourselves in ways, because when you think of us in a certain way, it kind of starts to limit how we want to act and make us uncomfortable.
Yeah, like you feel like you need to conform to them almost. Like I remember when I was younger, people were always asking me like if I went to the pyramids, like I went once and that was it. Like I promise you, like I don't know the complete history of the pyramids and everything.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's something like, we can be proud of, but like that's not just like the only thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess we should probably talk about how as Arabs, our culture is kind of seen as a monolith when it is not.
Yeah.
For example, as Egyptians, yes, we're Arabs, but I think a part of our cultural identity is that we are Egyptians. We speak a different dialect of Arabic.
Yeah.
We have different music, different food, and we're also North African, and North Africans are also way different. Each country has a totally different set of beliefs and cultural systems.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Like I feel like, for example, somebody from Algeria or Morocco or like Tunisia, they're so different from Egyptian, and despite us being in the same continent, like it's very, and then comparing that to like the rest of the Middle East, like we're all very different. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, I don't know, I consider ourselves Arab, but like, I know that even some Egyptians are like, no, we're not Arab. And it's like, people don't understand that because like they just put us in one group of people.
Yeah.
And same thing with other cultures, like they'll group everyone in one group, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's very limiting in a sense. And once again, it kind of just like makes you placed in a box when you're don't need to be.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I think like, I don't know how to explain this in proper words, but I also think once again, it's just like a colonial legacy where like, for example, okay, this might be like a bad example, but Canadians and Americans, like we love to separate ourselves. We're like, no, we're so different. Like us Canadians are so different. But then when we think about other countries abroad, we just group them into one, like, you know,
there's a laziness there for some reason.
Yeah. Like even with like other countries, like Asian countries, for example, like, right, there's like Asian first, and then there's still like East Asian. But then when you say Asian, people automatically, they don't think of South Asian. They think of like East Asian, and then they just think, oh, it's like one big country. But like, no, actually there's like different, like there's Vietnam, Japan, like whatever. But obviously people don't see it like that. Like they'll just see it as like,
they don't even try to explore that in our education, like our curriculum here. They kind of just, it's like they're not even recognizing those areas at all. They kind of just speak in detail about everything in Canada, everything in America, the political systems, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just saying, maybe it could be helpful to have like a curriculum that expands on like the different areas in the world, maybe shares a little bit of perspective about cultures, maybe has more cultural days, trying to like educate people on the different cultures that exist here, especially somewhere in Edmonton where people here like are from everywhere. Not a lot of people here are white, especially north side. Like go to any junior high or high school here, you know, a classroom is filled with different cultures. And I just feel like with so much diversity, we kind of need to consider that and try to educate more people so that there's less ignorance and more acceptance, you know?
And I think like just one cultural day a year doesn't cut it.
I agree with that, actually.
Because it's like, okay, like everyone wore their clothes, brought their food, but it's like, did we actually
learn
talk about anything? No, I think it's good exposure for like young kids, like when they first start, but then it's like, why is it like not continuous? Also, I just want to say, I noticed when we got into high school, like things were way more political with these cultural days.
Oh, what do you mean?
Basically, when we were in high school, we had a cultural day, and my friend Lean wore like a Palestinian thobe. By the way, this was before like anything happened, and she had a Palestinian flag. And I remember our principal at our high school, he like was like, no, like you need to take this down, don't have the flag, like nothing. And
so she had to take it off?
Well, she ended up like, it just ended up creating this whole thing. But then my friend Lean was like, I'm gonna have like a day for Palestine in our high school. So we did that, but a lot of the teachers were like pretty mad about that. Actually, it was really weird because people were wearing like their keffiyehs around, and they were like, why are you guys wearing that? And I was like, it's our culture, like like I don't know.
Wow. It's crazy how teachers play such a big role in how cultures are being received. Like, that's crazy.
Especially like in the south of Edmonton, like I felt like, I know it's not as, like there isn't as many cultures as compared to like maybe the north side. Like I know north side has a lot more, but in the south, like I still feel like there was like a pretty solid amount of like Arabs, and it was just really weird how the school reacted towards that versus like Ukraine. Like we had so many days for Ukraine because that's when like things first started, which is fine. Like I support Ukraine, whatever. But it's like when it came to Palestine, they were like, no. It
got really controversial all of a sudden.
My friend couldn't even put Free Palestine in her thing. So one of my other friends put Free Kashmir in her like bio for graduation, the grad quote. But then Lean put Free Palestine, and they also told her to remove it. And I was like,
that's so weird.
I know. And this was like 3 years ago. So it's like, do you guys even care about like where someone is from, or is it all just for show? Like,
they need to do way better. Way better. Because why are we fighting so hard just to be represented when they could literally just fix that easily and help us?
And it's like our very own existence in the first place is political. Like, you know, like as an Arab, like existing right now, like it's political everywhere. So I don't know. I just like, I wish we saw a little bit more support from the people around us, from like political leaders and things like that, where it's like you don't feel like you have to hide who you are everywhere you go,
or try so hard to explain yourself. Just like the constant battle of like having to explain your culture, like constantly breaking down the misconceptions, trying to prove yourself when a person that's not, you know, from the same culture as me, someone white, can just walk in and just kind of like, that's just who they are. They don't need to prove themselves. They don't have to fight for their place. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah, they don't have to fight like the stereotypes.
They don't have to explain themselves.
No. Like, I've never seen a white person have to fight any sort of stereotype in their way, but I've seen every other person of color be like, no, actually not all people of my culture are like this or whatever. Or like not all whatever. Like, I don't know. It's just really weird. It goes back to our point about being boxed, where we're just boxed, like we're just in boxes. Like, it's weird. Like, I genuinely feel like we're just placed in like, I don't know how to explain it, just boxes. Yeah.
Just boxes.
Yeah, I just feel like we're just constantly placed in that, and we have to keep trying to get out of it. And it just sucks when you are the one constantly fighting for that, when you're the one, like the only person in the room who like maybe like is wearing a hijab, and like, you know, you can feel the stares, and it's just like,
and even positive misconceptions are bad, or positive stereotypes are bad.
Yeah.
You know, for example, the stereotype, we don't believe in this, but the stereotype of how all Asians are smart in math or good at math, that's a stereotype. Just because it's positive doesn't mean that, first of all, it's an accurate representation. Second of all, it kind of just once again limits this group of people into a certain idea. And it's like, why would we do that? Why do we do that? We need to stop thinking about these groups of people in a certain way, you know?
Yeah. And I think also, like, for example, saying something like, oh, all Asians are like smart at math, right? It's like, okay, what if someone is not smart at math and they're Asian? What if they're actually really good in art? But you'll never know that because you just saw them as like, oh, they have to be smart in math. Like, there's no way. Or like, what if they're really good in sports? Yeah. And the same goes for like other cultures as well. Like, you know, there's I know with like Black people, like people are like, oh yeah, like you definitely play basketball, or you are definitely like athletic. And it's like, yes, some Black people are athletic, but it's also like some of them are artists, some of them are really like academics, you know what I mean? And you'll see them misrepresented in these other areas, like in academia or in arts. Like their voice won't be as prevalent compared to like in sports. You know what I mean?
So guess what they have to do? They have to fight for their place, to prove themselves, and break down the misconceptions, because sadly that is the thing that they were placed in.
Exactly. I don't know, it gets tiring at some point, I feel, especially when you're like a young person and you just feel like everything is just pushing against you. Yeah.
But don't be discouraged, guys. This is why we, you know, spaces like these exist, so that we can talk about it, so we can spread information, you know, educate others, and learn more about how misconceptions kind of work, and also try to like break them so that other people also have a chance, and, you know, stand up for each other, you know?
Yeah. And actually, I just want to mention one more thing. I think part of this is also because of the media. And I think social media the past few years has done like a really good job in like showing the truth and like breaking these stereotypes, but I still feel like our main like sources, like TV or like the news or like whatever, is still pretty, honestly, like low-key racist still. And I think one method we were like talking about before this is to like make sure to diversify your media, which is like make sure you follow like BIPOC people, people from like all cultures, like know about it, learn about it. And also ask, don't assume, right? Like if you are genuinely curious about something, ask in a nice manner. You don't need to assume something going up to someone. Like with the hijab, you can be like, you know, there's that assumption that like every woman was forced to wear the hijab, and it's like,
the whole oppression part of it. It's a very, very weird conversation. That's a conversation for another day. That's too deep.
I just meant that like if somebody were to ask me about it, it's fine. Just don't assume I'm oppressed because I wear it. You know what I mean?
Another misconception.
Exactly. No, it just keeps going. Like,
when will it end?
That's fine. That's why we're here to end it. Okay.
We're ending it right now.
But yeah, like so yeah, ask, don't assume, I think. And I think make sure diversify your media as well. Like make sure you're following different people, understanding different people's perspectives, and understanding that just because something is not following like a colonial way of thinking or a colonial ideology does not mean like that these people are backwards. It does not mean that. They're just different.
Exactly. And when these groups of people, you know, they come out and they speak about how, you know, maybe a certain thing bothers them, or maybe they feel out of place, maybe that's when it's an opportunity to listen and to understand how to approach things better, to genuinely be better, more accepting, you know?
Yeah. I think another thing we can also do as like youth especially is to challenge like stereotypes in conversations. I feel like it's thrown around so much, like a joke about like a certain race or a certain person or whatever, and we kind of just let it go. We're like, oh, haha.
Yeah.
Like
when it is not haha, it is not funny.
No.
Like, let's be better.
Because, you know, like there's a thing that says like, oh, behind every joke there's a little bit of truth, and I'm like, so I feel like if someone's making a joke about like another race or another person, it's like
they believe it to some level.
To some extent, like, why are you so comfortable joking about I don't know, whatever it is you're joking about? It's weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I remember it happening a lot during high school. Very, very racist jokes. I don't know if I should mention some. I feel like it would be very counterproductive if I mention them.
Maybe don't mention.
And so I'm not going to. But yeah, people in high school are kind of brutal. And I remember even then thinking, hey guys, I don't think this is very funny. And I felt very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even the target audience. Like, I wasn't even the one being targeted. But I still felt like it was weird because, first of all, very untrue. Second of all, mean. Like, it's just straight up bullying.
Yeah.
And so you're absolutely right. Jokes are genuinely not.
And I think, you know what it is? I think when you call it out, people are like, oh, like, take a joke. Like,
yeah.
Like, but no, actually, like, how, like, these jokes, like, when they keep going, it just, like you said, it becomes, like, counterproductive. Mm-hmm. It's like, where are we going with this, really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just don't think, like, I think the whole take a joke thing doesn't make sense when another person is, like, or another culture is the butt of the joke. It's like, why is that funny to you, you know?
Yeah. And I think, like, we also feel pressure to like jump in or be like keep laughing when we don't have to, because we're trying to fit in. But it's like, honestly, if the people you're hanging around are like making these jokes, like, maybe reconsider who your friends are. I don't know, I would call them out.
Call them out. Call them out.
Call them out. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Like, call these jokes out. It might make you uncomfortable for a few minutes, but if anything, you're like really creating a change. Yeah.
Exactly.
And even, sorry, go ahead.
No, you finish your point.
I was gonna say, even if it doesn't feel that big, it is, because you made that person who made that joke uncomfortable. Now they're gonna think about like twice before they say something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially around you. Now that they know that you are not the type of person to joke like that, you know?
Yeah. And then I think, like, just to end it off here too, like, something we can do is also reflect on our own, if we have any of our own like biases like towards other people, reflect on that. Yeah. And be like, okay, what can I do to like change that? What can I do to like become a better person, help out this community of people? Yeah.
I feel like even though we've kind of just been pinpointing all the negatives, I feel like as a generation though, we are getting better, more aware. We're trying, and I feel like so many people out there are kind of trying to like break down these barriers, trying to educate people on their culture. There are so many shows now, so many YouTube videos, so many podcasts of people just talking about their experiences, and I feel like in this generation it's so easy to access them, so easy to learn more. And I'm definitely trying to learn more every day, trying to like educate myself, be a little bit better. And I just think it's such an easy thing to do, and just to be better people.
Yeah. And I think, honestly, I feel like in this point of time, like, there's really no excuse. Like, if you want to get better, you can. Yeah. About like educating yourself. Don't get me wrong, like, some media is still like you have to be careful what you're consuming, but I think you can still kind of like tell the difference. Like I don't know, you can like go follow like a BIPOC person and like hear their stories, give them space. Exactly. Yeah. And I think even like things like post-secondary and stuff, like they also have a lot of things if someone is in post-secondary listening to this, or like even some like sources in high school or in schools as well. Yeah. Okay, I think that wraps it up. Yay. Thank you guys.
Thanks for listening.